Design is my happy place. There's something about being surrounded by beautiful textiles, colors, and curated pieces that grounds me, bringing me closer to my essence. When I walk through spaces like this, I feel the story behind each vision, each piece brought to life with intention. It reminds me of how I want my own home to feel. This is where inspiration lives, and in this video, I'm bringing that feeling home to you. Today is step 3. Embrace your constraints so that you can get grounded. Every home has its limitations, but instead of seeing them as blocks, I like to think of them as invitations. This is where my design reset begins, where I ground myself in the reality of the space and still find ways to create beauty, flow, and function. For me, painting the stair railing instead of replacing it became more than just about the budget. It was an opportunity to honor what was already here and create something just as beautiful. Here are a few things to keep in mind when it comes to energy in Feng Shui. Energy begins at the entryway. The front door is the mouth of Qi. Energy enters your home here. Keep it clear, clean, and welcoming. Staircases carry energy between levels. They move energy from one floor to another. Avoid clutter, chaos, or visual confusion. Use grounding colors or finishes to calm and stabilize the energy. Ground through intention, not perfection. You don't have to replace everything. Healing begins when you work with what you have. Small shifts in energy create lasting change. Welcome back, guys, to day 3. So today is all about constraints and embracing those constraints so that you can get grounded in your design. And so I'm going to talk about the 3 constraints that I'm dealing with here in this foyer, starting with with not having a coat closet. So I am used to having a coat closet. I do have a large family, and so we do need places to store our shoes, our clothes, boots in the wintertime. And so that does create a challenge. And I feel like I have an idea of what I would like to do with that. I'm not going to share it just yet because I want to map out everything first. But sometimes when we have constraints, it's a great opportunity to think outside the box and create something even more special. And a great example of that would be the staircase, because that is another constraint which falls under budget. And so budget constraints happens a lot in interior design. And for me, moving into my new home, I didn't have the budget to completely rip out this staircase and do it and redo it. And so what I talked about in other previous videos was how I decided to paint the railing. It is natural wood railing, and this again is like a late 80s or 80s, 90s, early 90s style railing. And I prefer to have right now in this home more of like a Mediterranean vibe or feel. And so I would love to have iron railing, but because again that wasn't in the budget, what I did instead was painted a dark color, but I didn't want black because I didn't want too much of a contrast. I wanted to still create some sort of softness in this space. Although it is still light and bright and airy, I felt like if I went too dark, it would feel heavy, and I didn't want that feeling. So other than that, the third one would be the stair treads and the risers. So I decided to keep the builder grade wood that was up under the carpet once we pulled it up, and I did like the color of the wood that it was here. And what I originally wanted to do was have two-tone of the painted risers and then the wood color stairs, but because there's a lot of imperfections in the treads, I'm deciding to paint them. Now, that was something that I went back and forth a long time. And actually, part of the reason why the steps aren't completed yet is because there was a lot of things that I went back and forth with. But ultimately, I'm still going to get the feel that I want, which is organic, natural, just this very earthy, grounded feeling, but still a little bit more elevated. I think darker colors can elevate your space. And so again, this is not too dark. It's like right in the middle. And so I like this color. I'm going to talk about this color more later on down the line, but it is urban bronze and it has a green undertone. It looks charcoal gray, but sometimes in different lightings, it can change its color. But I feel like it gave the staircase the look that I was looking for. So I'm really happy with that. And that's what I mean about having constraints, is that it allows you to stretch your creativity and come up with something, that can be even more beautiful and something that you love, and can last a lifetime. So that's it for today, guys.